today's quiz. This is a difficult case, but I've tried to give you as many clues as possible. So this is a lesion on the lip. The image below shows a low power view of part of the sample. So it's just a punch biopsy that's been taken, but one part of the punch biopsy shows this sort of images. So what you can see here, it's obvious that the lesion is from the lip because you can see the muzzle here. So as I explained to you in the initial few quizzes and other discussions that we've had, when you're seeing muzzle at the base of the specimen, you're either dealing with the lip or genital area. So this is where you see muzzle in the deep dermis, subcutis area. Now what is obvious here is the slight acanthosis here, which is fine, but the main pathology is these sort of dilated empty spaces. Can you see here? There are sort of empty spaces here, lots of empty spaces. Now they're not artifacts. Now this probably is an artifact here, but these are sort of lined by an endothelial layer. Can you see? These are lined by some sort of cells, and you can see RBC within the lumen. So you can easily make out that these are blood vessels. Okay. Now you go higher power, so these are further images. Higher power, you can see that these are lined by normal endothelial cells. Okay. These are lined by sort of normal looking endothelial cells. Looking at these cells, you won't think otherwise. And this is sort of slightly lesser power. These are higher power images, and these are called cavernous vascular channels because the vascular channels are huge. They sort of become quite enlarged. Normal capillaries are not this size. Normal capillaries are sort of this size. So these are normal capillaries. I mean, yes, you would find these sized vessels even in this tumor, but these are cavernous vascular channels when they become huge like this. And the clue whether this is benign or malignant is the fact that the tumor is not infiltrating inside, it's not dissecting in between the collagen bundles, it's just pushing the collagen bundles aside and making its own space. So in malignant lesions, the collagen bundles tend to be dissected apart, and the blood vessels tend to proliferate in between the collagen bundles, and that is what you may see in an angiosarcoma, for example. Now another clue that this is not an angiosarcoma is there is no double or triple lining of the endothelial cells. They are all in a single layer. Okay. Now yes, I will show you other images where the endothelial lining there is a tumor formation, but in an angiosarcoma, for example, there is proliferation of the endothelial cells, the malignant cells, and it becomes 2, 3, 4 layered. These are all single layered cells lining along the vessel. Here there is sort of a double layer, but that's okay. They still look quite benign. They're monomorphous, uniform, no mitotic figures. These are again part of the spectrum. I wouldn't worry about that. There's probably some smooth muscle adjacent to the vessels actually, which you may find in this particular tumor. We'll discuss that. Now, unless you're doing special stains, you may not actually recognize them, but you can see the quite eosinophilic cytoplasm. All right. So there is no salivary gland hyperplasia. These are all blood vessels. So there is cavernous vascular proliferation. There is no amyloid deposition. This is not amyloid. Here you're looking at this, you may think this is amyloid, but this is blood vessels. Promontory sign. Now promontory sign is usually described in the context of Kaposi sarcoma, where you see proliferation of endothelial cells pushing into the lumen. So this is just a normal collapsed vessel wall. This is not promontory sign. Promontory sign, when there is actual proliferation of endothelial cells which pushes into the lumen. You can Google this later on, and you can look up what this sign is. It may be seen in other sort of reactive vascular proliferations, but it's more specific for Kaposi sarcoma. But yeah, it's not, the specificity is not absolute. This is benign. Yes, it's likely to be benign. As I said, it is unlikely to be malignant. All right. So this is basically another part of the punch biopsy, and what you're seeing is a more solid tumor. This solid tumor is composed of round basophilic sort of blue cells with slightly eosinophilic cytoplasm. The cells are all monomorphous. There is no telling them apart. They're all monomorphous, nice, round. Now lymphocytes are much more darker, blue in color. So this is probably a lymphocyte in between. Here and there you may see a few lymphocytes. So the quite dark ones may be lymphocytes in between, like for example here and here. But the remaining ones are all monomorphous blue cells, round blue cells. Now whenever you're seeing a round blue tumor, yes, basal cell carcinoma should cross your mind, but there's no peripheral palisading. The clue here again is sort of these vascular channels that are, in between these blue cells. So you can see this is a vascular channel, this is a vascular channel lined by a small muscle layer, which is sort of giving the eosinophilic appearance of cytoplasm. Again, a vascular channel. These are all small, short vascular channels. You can see that in the sort of low power image as well. And this is sort of, they're lined by a slight muscle layer, which you can see here. So whenever seeing blue cells which are lining sort of vessel walls, then you need to think of a glomus tumor, and that is what the diagnosis for this is. This is a glomus tumor, basically glomus cells are, they sort of line the AV malformation. They align the AV arteriovenous anastomosis, especially the tips of fingers is a common in ankle areas, but the lip is also a common area. They have a thermoregulatory function, and when you have a tumor arising within these, they can be quite painful. Now, glomus tumors are also part of the spectrum of glomangioma. Glomangioma is actually more common than glomus tumor and actually isn't that painful, and this patient didn't have a painful lesion. So glomangioma is where you have a combination of cavernous vascular channels along with the more solid component of a glomus tumor. So this is a glomangioma. So it's more like an AV malformation which also has glomus cells. Okay, so this is a glomangioma. This particular tumor here is a glomus tumor. Okay, so the answer to this is glomus tumor. It is not a basal cell carcinoma. It's not a sebaceoma. Sebaceoma is also a blue cell tumor, and so is a Merkel cell carcinoma. Salivary adenoma, again, these are not glands. These are all blood vessels. You can make out the RBC inside, and they won't have a muscle layer surrounding them if there are salivary glands. Basal cell carcinoma usually has peripheral palisading, quite well, quite easy to make out, and it's not this deep in the dermis. This is way below the vascular channels. This is near the muscle almost, where you can spot these sort of blue tumors. This is a glomus tumor, this particular tumor here. But then, based on the fact that figure 1 and 2 are part of the same lesion and the clinical appearance of it, this is basically a glomangioma, and that is what I am expecting you to answer. This is not angioleiomyoma. Angioleiomyoma has much more prominent muscle layer, and it doesn't have these glomus cells. Angiosarcoma again doesn't have the glomus cells. The cells look quite malignant, spindly cells, in fact, or more epithelioid. They're not rounded as in this glomus tumor. As I said, this is not a salivary adenocarcinoma, this is not a BCC, this is not a sebaceous carcinoma. Sebaceous carcinoma, the glands do have some sebaceous differentiation. The cells, you may be able to notice sort of vacuolation in the cytoplasm, mimicking a sebaceous cell, a sebocyte, and none of this is present here. We shall discuss a salivary gland tumor later on in one of the other quizzes. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the quiz. So the answer to this is glomangioma. This is a slightly difficult quiz, but I thought you should know what the histology of a glomangioma and a glomus cell tumor should look like. Thank you.